Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Daily Tarot for Thursday, the 4th of November 2021. Still trying to keep up with the months. I have shuffled, so I will cut. And this is a major arcana reading. The Hermit, the Sun, and the Hierophant. How interesting. I always like it when we get two bearded old white dudes. Or rather, two old white bearded dudes. It's all in the emphasis, isn't it? Right, so we're coming in with the Hermit. Reflection, self-reflection, looking within, trying to work out where we stand on something. Okay, and the last card out, the Hierophant, the other old dude with a white beard. The taking of the self, the sense of moral, the moral dimension of the self, and putting it into the public sphere, and taking our place in that matter in the public sphere. Okay, so we're kind of, I get the feeling like whatever it is that we're contemplating here, we already know. We already know, and I say that for two principal reasons. One is that we are moving backwards here. The old dudes with the white beards are moving backwards from number 9 to number 5, and that might seem simplistic, but the thing is, in the tarot cycle, the Hermit comes several cards after the Hierophant. So, and there are several cards. There is the Choice, the Lovers, and the Chariot, and Justice, which is the card of accountability, following the Hierophant before we get to the hold on a minute, I need to have a think about this card, which is the Hermit. I need to go within and question my conscience, essentially. The order today is that the conscience questioning comes out first. The Hierophant is the last card out of this in this reading. So whatever we're doing in terms of taking our personal moral stance and putting it into the public sphere is predicated on some thinking that we have already done. We know what we're talking about here. We know what we're putting out there. This is established within us. And the second reason I say that is because we have the Sun in the upright here. How beautiful. The card of fulfillment, the card of full illumination. All right? Full lighting of something. There's no light at one removed. There are no shadows here, or if there are, look, they're really, really weeny because the Sun is right overhead. Everything is clear. Everything is illuminated. Everything is lit up and visible. And we take this process of reflection, we make it visible, and we stick it out there for the world to see. In our place, we take our place in the public sphere. This is absolutely beautiful. And it's not only the full illumination of the Sun, which is so nice here, it's the bringing together of the private and the public here in terms of what we really believe and what really, really matters to us. This is absolutely lovely. The unifying force of these two here, the deal sealed, the contract signed, the marriage vows taken, union of private self with public self, all lit up for all to see. How absolutely lovely. Let's pull another one. Okay, Temperance in the reverse. Right, what I'm getting from this today is that the closed circuit represented here, the kind of private toing and froing, the private pendulum, the inner pendulum of this way and that way, represented by the two jugs, and the spiritual fluid flowing in that physics-defying way between these two vessels, is, I would say, no longer, in the context of this reading, necessary. It is no longer necessary. I'm also struck by the fact that 9 and 5 makes 14. Card of, it does, doesn't it? 9 and 5, yeah, it makes 14. You wouldn't believe that my partner's a PhD mathematician, would you? Makes 14, the number of temperance card, and it's flowing out. We don't need to keep this inside anymore. How lovely, how absolutely lovely. Okay, judgment in the upright. This is stuff, as I say, it's stuff we already know. We had here in the Hermit here. It's stuff we already know, stuff we've already been over, stuff we've already done, stuff we've already considered, stuff we've already weighed up. And it's kind of safe to get it out again. It's becoming very, very clearly and very publicly what we know deep down we have always been. This is a card of deep down. What is buried deep down? Why is it buried there? Why do we bury the truth of ourselves deep down? Yeah, and this is it all coming up again when the resonance, which is represented by the trumpet here, the resonance of our lives comes into the correct harmony, comes into the correct frequency. And this is a day for it. This is wonderful. And even though this is sort of all a bit gory, all like the, you know, arise ye dead and all of this, but I don't see this in remotely kind of threatening terms of like, oh my God, it's all going to come out. No, because we have the sun in the upright in the center of this reading. And yeah, this is what we already know ourselves to be, moving from the inner to the outer sphere. How gorgeous. Okay, world in reverse. Right, so this is a continuation rather than a rebooting or a fresh start of something or the culmination of something. This is progress rather than the end of the journey. But this is an important step on the journey, I would say, and a very sort of quietly pleasing step on the journey. And the reason I say it's quiet, you know, this is a quiet card. This is a quiet card, the Hermit and the Temperance, both very, well, this isn't with that trumpet. But, I mean, reaching the correct resonance, reaching the correct frequency for something to emerge is often something that does actually happen quite quietly. It's like one tiny little change of resonance can bring the whole thing out. It's like one more minute of sunlight in the spring and those flowers will bloom. Sometimes it's a tiny, tiny tipping point. And this is what I'm getting from the world in reverse here. This is not a big kind of ta-da kind of thing. I sound like that trumpet, don't I? This is a tiny tipping point. And I'm just trying to work out what the change is, what it is that tips us from this private space into this public space. And I think it is this. It's the sun here. It's this illumination. Like I said, one more minute of sunlight. There's one more look, one more light we shine on something. Kind of pushes what is inside, and that tiny little light, to what is outside, taking our place in the public sphere. One extra tiny little thought, one extra tiny little bit of self-awareness, and perhaps self-acceptance, I would say. That also is what I'm getting from the Sun card. How lovely. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.